Hi, I'm Josh Campbell with OSU Extension, and I'd like to show you how to replace a standard irrigation controller that you might have at your house with what we call a smart irrigation controller. This would be a controller that is taking in real-time weather information from local weather stations, and it takes that information, modifies the standard irrigation schedule that you've set so that you're watering based on exactly how much water your landscape needs. Irrigation controller. First thing I'm going to do is unplug it from the wall, and then I'm going to go through, and I have actually marked all of these zones in our landscape with numbers 1 through 13. We have 13 zones in, so that when I pull these out, I know exactly where this wire will go into the new controller, so that I don't have to worry about mixing and moving wires, so that I know that I get all my zones lined up just as they were before. I'm going to start by pulling out all the wires. And undo all of these. Okay, I'm going to be replacing this standard irrigation controller. First thing I'm going to do is unplug it from the wall. And then I'm going to go through, and I have actually marked all of these zones in our landscape with numbers 1 through 13. We have 13 zones. I mark these so that when I pull these out, I know exactly where this wire will go into the new controller, so that I get all my zones lined up just as they were before. I'm going to start by pulling out all the wires. Just go one at a time through here and undo all of these.
Once I pulled the wires out of the old controller, I mount the new controller to the wall and then put the wires in one by one to the new controller.
All right, so now I've got the new controller mounted. I've wired everything in. Because this is a smart controller, I actually went into the controller and I downloaded the app and connected it to my phone through the app. Connected this to our Wi-Fi at our building here, and we are now good to go. I can manually input programs into the controller, or I can control everything right here from my smartphone. With this controller, I can take a photo of each zone. In this case, the first zone is our rose beds. I can name them rose beds, and I can go in and I can set some custom details about it. I can select the soil type. I can select the plant type. I can select things like what type of sprinkler. Once I'm done, the controller will actually use that information to make real-time decisions about how much water this particular zone would need. Once you've got the smart irrigation controller installed, it's easy to walk through the steps of linking it to your phone. The great thing about smart irrigation controllers is that they're becoming more and more affordable. If you have an older controller and it's time for you to update it, perhaps it's no longer functioning properly, I encourage you to consider switching to a smart irrigation controller. Most smart irrigation controllers are readily available at any garden center or box store, any place that sells irrigation supplies. So one of the greatest things about smart irrigation controllers, in my opinion, is that, like I said earlier, it makes the smartphone the remote control for your controller. So no matter where you are, you can operate your irrigation system, you can monitor it, you can turn it off and on. And to show you just how easy it is, I'm going to using my smartphone, turn on this sprinkler system.
To learn more about smart irrigation controllers, search for them at our fact sheet website.